and inspirational dramas and more. We broadcast the gospel with signs and wonders, reflecting the will of God daily. Our audience also enjoys local, national and international news. With Mercy Media, your business is already a success.
Viewers, welcome to Mercy TV. This is our usual program, Say It to Mercy, where they come to Una every Monday till Friday. And today, we can talk about the January 6th invasion, where it happened 24 years ago, January 6, 1999. Now, the invasion will happen inside Sierra Leone. And with me today in the studio, I get the CEO and also Major C1, who they can discuss about the happenings on that particular day. Me now, a presenter, Sia and Isako. Firstly, I will go to the CEO. We will greet you now this morning.
Good morning and welcome to Say It to Mercy TV. We today in a very, 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 very sad day to remember in the history of our country, and we pray that this program will sound as a reminder to all our viewers, Naya and the diaspora. Let we refrain from incitement, violence, and anything whatsoever will go cause problem for the future peace and stability of this country.
Thank you very much, CEO Reverend Julian Ojescan. Now go to Major C1, Claude Atere Robert. Claude, I want to tell family about this one.
Family, good day. Welcome to Mercy TV. Thank you very much, Mrs. Cole, for the opportunity. But really, today, an idea of reflection. A sad day for people that we really could I say who feels it knows it.
Yes,
yeah, the one we feel and really well. Usually we take 1 minute silence, but we don't take 1 second silence. We'll pray for the departed souls that they rest in peace, and obviously let us silence them learn from within us, and let we try to see how we organize ourselves and stay peaceful.
Okay, thank you very much, Claude. Well, now we'll go to Daddy. As Siwanon say, now we get 1 second silence. We will observe that 1 second silence for the departed souls there during that invasion day inside Salon. May the soul of the faithful departed rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
Amen. Now, go to CEO Reverend Julian Kana. Daddy, I want from there you tell viewers the experience about the January 6th invasion, 1999.
Well, before I go there, I want to do a clarification because it's a Christian TV,
Yes,
and in the scriptures, you don't pray for the dead.
okay.
Because there is no repentance in the grave, so I just want, because some man go say, but it's a Mercy TV, why then they do this kind of clear? So I just want to do a disclaimer that side. We celebrate the lives of people, so that's why in Christianity we don't pray and say, well, this person on the Lord, go pray for this person and for this. No, we do memorial services, so any time of your choosing, you can do a memorial service for the life of the person. We don't go to the other side, so there is no provision in the Bible for do that. So I just want to make that one clear. That is why it is good for us while we're alive, we try to do everything possible for let we not be at odds with one another. The Bible says, make every effort to be at peace with all men. Although some man they go out for be at peace with them, but they will do everything in their power to try for push you to the wall. So in that case, what do? You don't take matters into your hands, you go to the law. So there are laws that governs everybody. Any side you did at the world, there are laws that governs you. And I will always encourage our viewers, encourage everybody, if somebody throws stones at you, before you retaliate, and then your retaliation maybe end up for completely destroy that person day in life, go to the law. Allow the law for taking course. And then you will be able to get the justice that God go acquire for you, because now God they give justice. Many a times people in the go to court, then the one way at the highest bidder, they go outbid you. But when you go to God, they say, they go to God in prayer. Now God, na ina me judge, na ina me advocate, na ina me lawyer. Believe me, you will get justice. It may not be immediately, but you will eventually get a justice day. Because God not a lie, that not one. God not a thief, that not two. God not to pass away on fear. You see, the Bible says he is just in all his ways, in all his doings. You know, so God not a God of justification. It always give you waiting na your own justice. You see, so Sierra Leone, I pray that this January 6th, we happened 24 years ago, that we not for allow this type of thing for ferment again. And as it is now, you will recall, most people they watch now, they're not been born yet, you know, but nonetheless, we can refresh the memory of those who been they alive at that time, where some still they alive today. So in a few seconds, you can see on the screen some of the viewer discretion is needed. The images you can see, if you not get hurt, if you're not prepared for the horror. This is not just a movie. It's not a movie. This is a reality of what happened. And the gruesome images we can see, if not small picking there, now for all in eye or pull and commodity force, with this clip down, you make a can view again. Because there are images that are about to come on the screen now, as I talk to you, where you go see things them on this screen were not good for any nation, for any human community, for letting experience them. We say vulture, they eat dead bodies. You know, it not good. It not good for this nation. Waiting be happen, we cause that catastrophic situation, that chaotic situation. They are letting not happen again. Let not happen again. Sierra Leone, let we be each other's keeper. Let we not become so hateful, so tribalistic, that we try for drag ourselves again to waiting be don't happen. We the privilege we've been there that 10 day, you know, they this time. You see, you know, they this time. Do your controller put that image on back again? More of those images we want to see it. Whilst at the talk, let that image they show on the screen. Let people then see the devastation will happen. You see, Nigeria then get their own problem now. Then get Boko Haram where then they deal with. Yes, then get other issues then where then they deal with. Then get economic crisis back where then they deal with. They may not have the luxury for send troops then to Sierra Leone should something happen. Do you at the big we people them in Sierra Leone? We tribal heads them, we political actors them, we civil society organizations them, we institutions them, all institutions them that this country are they beg for let we not ever allow ourselves again, for let we go down to this level where we go do something, we go involve ourselves in a situation where go cause this kind of thing for happen. Now, the United Nations, they are overstretched. Then get the issue of Ukraine and Russia to deal with. Then get other serious issues them. Na Somalia for deal with. Na Sudan for deal with. Then get a lot that they hand. And na Sierra Leone they do the largest peacekeeping force na this country. And I don't think say they prepare for do anything of that nature again. So do ya? This now we country, if we get issues and differences and indifferences, do ya? When Allah will solve them amicably. Would I able be a labia? Would I not able be a go to God in prayer? Believe me, God will never let you down. If you get grievances and you know say you're not able to forget redress now the judiciary, believe me, God not will allow you for suffer injustice without enough avenge for you. go to God in prayer. Now that some of we sabi, and that would only survive on up to this day, where some of the atrocities that we happen personally to we. God in mercy, in grace, and the faith we get in God kept us going. Some man where I know the things that we don't go through, 10% of what we go through, we then don't go through. We're not even the kind magnitude of the kind suffer we would all suffer. They don't craze. I see some man craze just for small thing will happen to them. I see some man go commit suicide. You know, so you have to have a spiritual grounding for you for rely wholly and solely on the God in prayer, and accept that God can come through for you. So right now we are a nation of religion. You get so many advantages in that area. You can able to take solace in that area there. And that is what has even kept this country going. So do ya with the big, let no kuskas not take place again at this country. We will spill over to this kind of situation here. So no human being, not even one, deserve for losing life as a result of conflict.
Thank you very much, CEO of Mercy TV, Reverend Julian Rogers. Can family the advice what the CEO don't give to we Sierra Leoneans then, and you self can also be part of the program by texting on the number on the screen where they run on the television, the number where you see it. You can text and send yourself your contribution towards the program. Major CEO, and as you don't hear everything that they don't say concerning the J6, because so we can call an area. Yes. It's a level we not go back to whose side we don't come out. And that word it not be really easy because me self test of her. Anything that they go to school. Oh. Yes, and it not be really easy for we. Even them videos there where that man saw your Samurai pool. Another man still don't watch her. If I still started to play, I'm at the commode because still while see I they get some kind of funny feeling when Mr. Said not able to understand or tell person, so I avoid. So Major, what you get for say towards that?
Well, really, even hard to explain. Waiting really push we, waiting move we for reach to that stage. Yes, you know? Sorry. We are brothers. Mm-hmm. We connect. Say left, how does it say? We are so connected that you think and say why we will go that far, take gun against one another, take lethal weapons against one another. Because when you look at the interrelationship in Sierra Leone, no one not left out. The pillars there where we get to a whole is still strong. And we'll talk about religious tolerance. A very strong pillar where all Sierra Leoneans them intermarriage. Strong pillars there where all Sierra Leoneans them together. From one tribe to the other, people they married. They religiously they exchange ideas and things. You know. So really, waiting escape how Satan managed into for let people forget about all the pillars that they were strong pillars where all Sierra Leoneans together. It pierced the mind of the people, and some people go the wrong way. Now that thing okay things say really waiting will make less Sierra Leoneans, let somebody just think say the solution for take gun, for take weapon, for find the solution. I don't see that the world before CEO or SIA. I don't ever see where war or ammunition or arms or fight they lead to solutions. Never. The World War I, World War II, all this, the ammunition never lead to peace or to understanding. Unless we go to the round table. When something is wrong, we need dialogue. We talk. We go to war. Yeah? We sit down at the dialogue table. We discuss this time a problem. How we can solve them, But let them even kind of the mind again of the people to say, without all the dialogue, without all that discussion, the expenditure on how to go about bringing peace. And I not come out in the arena again. We can't see something like this anymore. We picking ourselves, go blame we. So if no one now picking and blame we in the near future, obviously that now for put things in place, tell Sierra Leoneans and say, if it don't happen, that means na back page. We know what a front page, we know what now or not never. You see? Because when we look at development strive again, now some of the things that this way make, they like it today when they talk, they gone dry, the country difficult, this, that. Because moments we don't day, who will be for the do things, who will for the add value to the country. The moment then they will use them for just destroy the little foundation will be get. Then for rebuild them inside this past 24 years, for rebuild them, it's not easy. As CEO can say at some time, Rome was not built in a day, neither in a year. So if we don't waste certain time for destroy, you get for spend time again for regain that destruction what you don't do. So when some people say I'm a bit difficult, in the fact for realize it, sometimes we don't they will be behind, totally behind, because we will not be there in the development strive, we'll be there in war. So up to now the development what they crave for, what they cry for, you get for go now a very slow pace. Because what we don't do for the past 24 years, now some of what they do. So you see all these things, nothing they will lead Sierra Leone to it. The stage we're there today. But I believe say if we sensitize the masses all the time, they remind them about their core values, because everybody get right and responsibility. The same way you get right to what you do or what you want to do, or your opinion or your suggestion. That's again you get responsibility how to go about it. And not say you freedom song where the other man freedom start. All the things I think the Sierra Leoneans will put together now, they think positively. Let some of them can't not happen again.
Okay, thank you, Major. But one that will not be witness, because the one that were born after 1999, and some man be born before the 1999, but they're small. Yes, sir. So there's some man want to know what are this stairway cause this invasion from 1991. Now the war came na Salon. Not so. So after the war, now in the province, the war been there at that time. So the irregular been come May 25 force. When they come, then pull out and go back. Then they come back J6. The one that we been born after J6, then one no waiting at this stairway cause all this fet inside Salon, Major.
Well, to be candid enough,
yes, sir.
For me, is that the national cake did not be sliced and equally. The national cake, somebody didn't get the lounge here. It was not to say for me. When the national cake in the shape, I'm cut them to size where everybody will get a piece.
Okay.
But some man go and cut extra big. Then some people get half part by the cake and then someone say no, but no shape. So this business now won't get out. So what do for the next? Don't think the gun. But that not be the solution at all. And if we watch again today, that particular impact in the tell on we up to today. Okay, now low take the youth the way they go all around, they do the lawlessness and what they think about. Most of them are 24 years, 25 years. So they were born within those days. You see, sometimes they blame them, but they forget the root cause. Because you born, you see a gun, you see a dead body, you marry a hit boss in a ground. You don't get better thing for think about how to go about your life for develop or help the community, help the family. So today, some of them were between that 24 and 30. Akushu they see, the lawlessness, bike riding, all everything. So sometimes we blame them, but we therefore blame the cause, the root cause. Yeah, it's just that we try for people that understand, say, waiting will make this happen. We don't want to even come on again. But say this time they can make this happen, this time they can make no, we don't want that. The TRC, the TRC be done, put out boku resolutions the way Sierra Leoneans will quick for forget. As the day don't pass over, we'll begin beat the killing, beat the drum, they don't forget what will happen. But that TRC resolution they always they do them in different languages. Every day they play them repeatedly, let people understand what is their roles and responsibility in the society.
Okay, plenty. Thank you, Major. Daddy, I want yourself buttress on that, sir.
Okay, well, for me, as far as I know, growing up here in Sierra Leone, at that time, waiting at sea and experience is what I want to talk about. Yes. I remember in the 70s when I've been small, I go to school. I see, for myself, I experience that people's human rights and privileges were taken from them. There was a dictatorship in Sierra Leone, and to the point to which there were a series of demonstrations, student demonstrations and other uprising them way it was crushed by a regime that was very kind of use strong arm tactics. Those days where you get the ISUs, where the red beret, you know, and then the small team, and they go there and go book you. Sometimes you people are not going to see you again. So there was a lot of police brutality. In fact, what was happening then, if social media behaved, then you would have said that Sierra Leone is what it's not supposed to be, and one for make that kind of label over our country now, because things are a lot more better now than they were then. So, but I went to, I grew up in my school days seeing people being beaten because of their political views, and it was done by uniform police most of the time. If you know somebody will know they in favor of the one-party system, you will be haunted, and when you are arrested, and they go bang you some side. By the time that they release you, you're not going to live long again. We saw all of that, So people thought that they were strangulated, that their freedom and all waiting for make them really have a peace of mind for move around. They don't circumvent them, rights them. So as a result, somebody who ended up being, I think it was a photographer. Fodi Sanko was a photographer. So he was one of those disgruntled people. Then we felt that things shouldn't go the way it's going. So they decided, instead of them try other means, peaceful means, which was virtually impossible. You couldn't make peace with somebody where if you say you did against them, they go make them only beat you or then kill you. So what next happened is that he went to the bush. They got sponsorship from Gaddafi in relationship with Charles Taylor and the others. And next thing you know, a rebel business on Kanasaluso. You see? So, and that shouldn't have been the way forward, but that was the only way they thought they should take on power, or they take their rights back. So we saw all of that happen in this country also. And that is because of too many oppression and suppression. You see, if there is a one-party system, which now advantage, which alternative anybody get for say, well, me go able for come and can't do something with this other person no go able for do. No, everybody get for come under that one-party system, and it was not. There was no referendum. There was no democratic option given to anybody for say, well, we want for do a one-party system, so that we want let everybody go na the ballot for votes, whether you want them or you don't want them. No, it was imposed, and that brutality still now in the continue today now with society. When once people are disgruntled because of their political ambition, where they want for take certain role, play certain role, or maybe take the whole leadership of the country, and it doesn't happen, war don't come. Now everybody for suffer, because me know they have power, everybody for suffer. And I believe say Sierra Leone will for don't pass that stage they now. We for day down at the side, we say everybody for say, well, you tell me, what you go do for me if I vote for you? What you go do for me community if I vote for you? What you go do for me country if I vote for you? So let's work out our electoral system based on somebody's manifesto, rather than based on na me for take power. If I not take power, then I for cost you mama. You go pick and can I continue that my cause all anything indeed, or I go make you country ungovernable, the country ungovernable because of this and that and that. We don't pass that stage. We not for continue then this kind here. Let we not left for the hide them. Where something be the problem with Sierra Leone is hypocrisy. Sierra Leonean we too hypocrite. We not say bad somebody they do bad, we know the talker. We not say what this person they do is not good, we not go talker. We rather hold with peace, we not talker. The person they carry on, they do the bad, and it affect we. Then they go cut cables. Then they go destroy state infrastructures that will belong to everybody. So now a set of people have decided to wage war on the country and the people of Sierra Leone without people realizing that the person where they support really na me effect, or the group or the political system where they support na me effect. So let this hypocrisy stop. If anybody in a saloon want for take power, want for rule the country, do ya let them come out, let them talk, waiting them feel say, then go able offer the people of Sierra Leone, and let them put the manifesto to work. Then they can go back to we the people can go back to the ballot box and vote them in. But let it not be by force. Or if you not do now this I go do you. Sabotage here, sabotage there, and not the born good picking. And all right. Now then this may make the January 6th happen. All the culminative suppression, oppression, na in cause the January 6th. Because then they happen na the countryside mostly. Future, yes, they do some killings and highway been there where there be henchman for late Pashaki, where they go and kill the people. Then you get the one day when they put them Pademba, they give them Cascamite. By the time they release them, they are just going to die now. So a lot of things people they will know this history and the reality of what Sierra Leone will go to. We must no longer go through this. Sierra Leone, we have a long way to go. It's a beautiful paradise God don't give we. Let we make and sow. Let we left and sow. If you have, look, there are people who were in political opposition. For 11 years they were in opposition. And I ever see them go cut cable. And I ever see them go try for sabotage state institution, burn buses, and I ever see them do that. So if one set of group or political actors that you are in opposition, by God in power, hold your position with two hands, use that time day for put your strategies in place, and then come out and tell the people what you can do. In fact, this is your opportunity now for let you see what in the governing party don't do wrong, and then you highlight them to the people and say, you see, we don't do bad today, we don't repent. But at this lacking, na the side them where they try for fet the people of Sierra Leone and the country of Sierra Leone. You see, when you do something bad, come out and talk, say, I do bad. Momo then I grave, but I get a lot of respect for what he do. Where he come out and say, I'm sorry, I don't let the country down. Then they go down in good books because he accepted his mistake. But there are people that are using invectives, make cost in kind way from where born and wherever I pass now. Then they getting for destroy the police system. And they did it in August 10. They implemented some of their threats, killed some police officers. You see, then you get the same group of people, and you get people that want to support them. That is the scary part. You get the one them where they feel say, when me or person do bad, now good you don't do. If you do good, na heaven you don't bring come. But if you do bad, na good. There is see no evil, hear no evil. That is it, and it is wrong. If na this government don't do bad, let we talk. If na the opposition they do bad, let we talk. Ever in the history of Sierra Leone, na only when a certain group of people went into opposition, we hear about fet na parliament. We hear about people that they team up before on top of court desk. The lawlessness not boku. It don't boku. Let Sierra Leone not be a private property of certain individuals who think say if nothing goes into their favor, the whole country for be held to ransom. It is wrong. It is wrong, and it is wrong, and we must call it that. This is where the January 6th incident happened. You see, a boil, city is spill over to Freetown. Before, when the war started, I was in the countryside. I went to say goodbye to my grandmother. I know what I experienced. Rebel and Canada place day. Now, hide me and my uncle, hide. We, early hours of the morning, now we hide. we use bush road. Yes, that bush road we use. Yes, we use bush road. We come out. Now the town. That was the last time I saw my grandmother alive. The woman would mean everything to me, you know. So to me, it's personal. It's personal because I after that I had to go back to England, and I was never this. There were times I began nightmares of what I see. 1991, I had to tell you about so. 1991, when this thing started, Freetown was not affected. People were enjoying here in Freetown when Puja on the sofa. You know, there were rebels in Pujon district where they took over the whole place. Yeah. Then go to me other grandpa in to me papa side, they caucus them. Then go then maltreat me grandpa SM Coca, Sese Maulo Coca. They tied him and they disgrace him. They pull him out to Canada, they rebel. Yes, they did that. And I saw my grandfather's vehicle in Yoni, where I went to see my grandma. And I knew straight away that time Motokada Andy. You see, there were dignitaries that we then held, you know, including Chief Mina, Madam Mina. They held her. God helped. There were people that were in the rebel system, but they were not like real rebels. They were just there because they are mechanics. The rebels needed them. Now they helped for escape with Madam Mina. One of the young fellow is in England now. You know, God bless him. So we had to, because I knew if I didn't escape that area, yeah, they would forcefully conscript you to fight their cause. We're not a young cause dandy. You know, so these are some of the things we don't want it here again. We never want this kind of thing to repeat itself again. You see, from that moment to now, Sierra Leone will for don't learn lesson. We for don't learn lesson for say if it not work for me politically, make a either go to my farm and do something, find business for do, or go to God in prayer and look for further direction. But now no come and can ferment another war. The consequences of war: bullet not get tribe, bullet not get name, bullet not get gender, bullet not get age difference, bullet not get educational indifference. Bullet na bullet and in job na for kill. So do ya, Sierra Leone, let we left this and let we hold this country with two hands. No matter what our differences and indifferences, let we come back to the table and make peace. Yeah.
Thank you very much, the CEO of Mercy TV, Reverend Julian Rogers Khan. Let's just see one as you do hear you waiting that you don't say. And the TRC report inside 2002 being states the different reasons then where caused this rebel war from 1991 till January 6. And then we mention about corruption, overuse of power, and also the judiciary all handy. After where all this stuff happened to then sources that will cause the war years 1991, we as Sierra Leoneans then inside Salon, we don't reflect of all NTR when I cause the 1991 rebel war inside Salon, and also for let we try for change, because from when the TRC report been come where Piscal Pakaba declare say the war done, let we move on as Salon begin move on. Then here where they talk about now the TRC as Sierra Leonean, how you they see the ongoing from where they declare war done, how you they see Sierra Leoneans the attitude towards the judiciary, the corruption and also abuse of power? You still see inside the country, or we don't try for change from all the one them?
Well, we for always draw people attention.
Yes, because reality, reflection, yes
reality.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Some of them things, and some people will just want to let them state them, so they will put them on top for able to hide them unusual behavior or character underneath. But after some time, we can find out say still some of them then subject then the issues then they still they rotate. whether the percentage is a bit low compared to those days, but we still get some amount of corruption, we still get intimidation, we still get abuse of human rights, all the things that happen. It's just that the percentage during those days, as Daddy may say, we have to only complain to. We have supposed to fight for you, because the one that we only complain to, these are the perpetrators. So it may be difficult for let somebody talk about the human rights. It may be difficult for let somebody defend a family or a member. So at the end of the day, people will take weapon. You see, and I just give you a funny definition where some military officers that we discuss at the time, and they say people don't know what we mean by war. When they say war, for the military, it means weapon, ammunition, and remittance. Yeah, they give weapon, they give ammunition, then they use small thing. So you protect the country. But for the rebel, waste all resources. You know that? They say it. Say war for we, like WAR is waste all resources. And they do them, they waste everything. So if Sierra Leoneans, they don't know, say, we not to Rolling Stone with this society, so we don't get that we moist for some time, for decades, long time together. If we invite war, obviously somebody is coming to waste all resources. Yeah. So it be very, very difficult for them. Sierra Leone don't know what thing really caused the war. Look how you state them. So you get political intimidation, you get corruption, you get how you call it, abuse of human rights, so many things. Them armed robbery. But what in the name of the war? No look somebody who say no go. This is pass mark. Let me say take the bull by the horn. You see, and again, the one that we been expecting for set a bright example. We did before, you know, a role model. When they look at you, say, oh, Anissa and I could do this, and I could do this, and everything. Then you can look at one day, Anissa turned to be the negative person. It's difficult for them to understand what push this person to such. Yeah. So if it really crumbles, Sierra Leone and the mind for no start, waiting for the next. But really, it been too much. It been too much, as Daddy explained. During the one-party system days, it been too much for some people. And they don't get Usai for really complain. They don't get waiting for Usai for run to. They don't get way for them to come inside the cage where they don't lock them. So at the end of the day, you have to take the one way, the perpetrator go here, the possibility of going here, because you parai, something happened. Then in that case, you go here. Because when I talk, you know, I try for go low dialogue, low talk, you know, I do all kind of way, you know, then I will make something that will make you hear. But we only pray no more say, let we not go beyond the limits this time. Yes, we see some of these factions, the corruption, they all not minimize, but let we not go beyond the limits and do things where we go regret, we begin and go regret, we grand begin and go regret. So many discrepancies and go come away. We will not know even how to solve them. Because today now we day before, now we dey go. But what about the one day when they come up? What about the one when they come up? Some of them don't see how sweating me happened as I learned yesterday. But if we now not allow that justice for flow, we not allow that cohesion, that national cohesion for flow, that togetherness for flow, where they can necessarily continue the same style where they can meet. Yes, and the one the way they in authority, but the role example, and the role model that they look up to. So it did to them still for let them understand, say, look, anything you will do here, they go tell on we, they go tell on your family, they go tell on this, that. People that don't die for years. The Shaka Steven, the Mina, the S.I. Koroma, the Cameron Taylor, their history left behind. If not a good one, people then they talk them. If not a bad one, still they talk them. So if you clever enough, you intelligent enough, you know say, if I die, all the time they do, they get to talk and bear me back. But how you go let them talk and bear you back? Then they come to begin at it, now your papa and me do so. Now the girl and this, that. So when you don't go one down there for you picking there, you just adjust yourself today and make yourself clean. It's simple for make yourself clean. Adjust yourself. I don't know, when some people then they go against the law because corruption is against the constitution of Sierra Leone. When some people they go against the law, like intimidation, abuse human rights, then they take and say, maybe na me one, na me small corner. But if one, don't just say one ministry don't register corruption, that's not one. Times 23 ministries will get, times 23 departments, times 50 agencies, then it don't bigger past what you think. You know, you call it, go and get corrupt, once that you can't get out, you know. But if you kind, give 100,000 in every ministry in this country, every department, every agency, what's it will left for the people? So sometimes somebody look at the story individually, say, but I want to you know, produce alone nothing. But say, tell you company and anything double pass you. Say, tell you I know mighty pass for 290. So the best thing for just conscious say, look, I cannot live. You will build six bedroom parlor mansion. How many rooms you are going to sleep? One room. Inside that one room, how many bed you are going to lie down? One bed. Inside the one bed, how many space you going to take? 4 feet, some inches. They don't know. So I remember when they give a fatal burial to the queen, the Pope say, we're gonna take all the necessary royalty and all the power. Then we bury Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth. Oh.
Yeah, he said Elizabeth.
You are Elizabeth now. Yes. Okay, somebody forgets the way you die. You name no Ross. Not anybody. I'm not going to take major anybody. Don't go there. Anybody don't come. Your name set up with the loss. So if you don't want that, at least you can now for try for put things together. When you pass away, you might rest in peace. Believe it. But somebody die. Then they will go to spirit. They will go home and then they're not and because he died, then you know, who's like go? He meets the angel and say, you need that, you will be careful. So you don't say pass not talk. They disturb people then. Really. Yeah, you don't say disturb people then because life na continuity. We just see this world and the physical world, but get the abstract world. So when you die, if you believe in life after death, then obviously for no reason they do in life during your lifetime during this world. Yeah, you know hard. You know hard. Just be content and be godly. If you're supposed to love God, you want to do or you want to see the road to heaven, you want to reach na sometimes so you mind rest. Obviously, few commandments and the way you go strong, although man is not perfect. But the main thing is the way you feel say, God asked me for you. Love your neighbor as yourself. If you ask someone, you sure you love your neighbor as yourself? What shall go down on me all day? You begin to go to the store and you go concert and you go make a hand. Then you go pray, you go church, everything. Then you come back there and you talk to that and then make so. How you going to love your neighbor? God, where you know even love your neighbor. How you going to love God where possibly next to you, you never love him. If Sardinians then begin to think about what you will pass through for the past 24 years and more, believe me, now for they get slogans, for they get how you call it, skits, where they tell Sardinians how for corporate, how for they together, how for bring the masses together again, for they get the things that they every now and then recurrently. No one knows says this now waiting Sardinians for do responsibility. Today all they talk, big one on the small one they respect big one again. And before we used to. But by system how they grow, they just say you they go to some place, small beginners, for then you didn't grab it, they cannot do it. And these are the things that over they land them. For who go left there tomorrow, they go abide with them. You go inside public transport, you see a disabled, for let help manage and let taking crutch on but the bush have it tell you once. And this now all thing where they help you forget the blessing along the day. Yes, but someone they look at neglect them, then every day, and then I'm ox, and then at church. All day, 9 day revival, 9 day all night, 9 day everything. But at the back of you, what are you doing? For make yourself suitable with other people. It's simple, daddy. Just be good as truth of the commandment where Jesus say the other two boku for like that. Love God, they love you neighbor as yourself. They two them against someone or the 10 is a boku. And really when you look into the truth, we say love your neighbor as yourself. If you love your neighbor, you don't go thief am. You don't go turn against your neighbor's wife. You don't go commit adultery to your neighbor. If you love her, all the other balance command, you know what you want to do for the sake of love. But I wonder how some doubt it is. But we still there on board. We sensitize the masses. Then they say one day you must see two sides and don't see yourself in the ground yourself.
I just want to touch on that love issue they talk about, and then you see somebody they go in a church, and then it's still the harm.
The harm on another person.
Well, you see, that's the thing. There's a difference between religion and relationship.
Oh yeah.
You see, so today most people are in a religion. When God did not bring religion, He brought relationship through His Son, Jesus Christ. So when people are in the religion, believe me, somebody to go to church, he go pray, they listen to the sermon. When we come out, they go thief back. Then he malign, he blackmail, he sabotage. These are things that happen. In fact, some of the worst people then now, na church then they.
Na church they thief.
Yes. Then they na church, then they thief na church.
They thief church clock.
Then they overbloat budget them.
Yes.
When they say go buy cable, if the cable na 10 news, then they go talk say na 100 news. You know, and believe me, if you ask for receipts, then they go get you the receipt. Yeah, they go connive, then get the receipt just the way they want them. But the money, the actual cost of that thing is not what they said. But God is watching them. So this is the thing. People, everybody forget a personal relationship with God, where you go get a personal conviction, where it go be between you and God. You go say, these people may not be seeing me, but God is watching me. So therefore, make her do it right, as opposed to waiting wrong. You get people that they know between you and people. Now make Jesus say, need peace now I carry with. I not carry with the peace of the world. So you get somebody where I know Anissa, and then you self know Anissa, and then God forbid me and you get problem. Anissa know would have wrong for this problem here. He know between we would have wrong. But Anissa, they make hypocrisy to me. They can't support you, choke you for and they are all in charge. This is a scary part.
Very scary.
People think that what they are doing they will get away with. The day will come where God they judge everybody according to your doings. You know, you cannot be in two places at the same time. If either somebody is right or they are wrong, but they cannot be right when they are doing the wrong things. So this is that the kind of thing we don't post Sierra Leone today. That this don't spoil this country. That you go not say the person we don't do bad, it gets certain connections and influence with the religious community. And so when the bad day happen, nobody know they grab them up, talk say, by the way till they happen, say all right too. Really? We don't want for you. We get, you see, the hypocrisy don't smell now to the point where it affects everybody. Everybody. Because if the people them were the moral guarantors of Sierra Leone before stand up and say, we don't want Mami Kosnaya. We don't want Tanaya. So if anybody they cause Mami Kos, the political parties then where this Mami Kos allegedly they are attached, or it's in their interest that they do them, and nobody not come out for can't talk say not to we they do this mamikos, not to we they support this mamikos, not to we they endorse this mamikos there. We are completely dissociating ourselves from it. That before be a step in the right direction where you go say, well now since the way I don't renounce this, they are no longer part of it. Let us see how we're going to draw them calm try for mitigate waiting they go on. You know, waiting at the differences. If would that forgive pardon, you give pardon. Would that for allow let it go do in appeal, let do in appeal. Whatever the situation, there must be to every action there must be a reaction. So but nobody not come out and talk say we not to part of this deal. Take to the last minute now. Then you begin to see some alpha press conference they come out, you know, at a convenient time. That is wrong. And that hypocrisy they now in they destroy this country. Now in they undermine the development of this country. So no matter which kind of strides you take for let this country go before, there is still a hidden agenda something underneath where they try for make sure say as the seed one go up so for put toxin for spoil this seed and let it not grow. You know, so Sierra Leone, this is where we are today, and we need for really step up and say
again, Daddy. It make people in the wonder within the role, within the education they play, within the minds of these guys, because I believe say when you go through the academics, not only the book you shall be read and write, or you get a qualification or a graduation or whatnot, but your moral self your character and your attitude. I mean, say the education they help for shape the attitude. Because when you dey inside something for quite a good long time, it tell on you. Like the soldiers. When you serve the soldier for 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 years, you're looking for it always to get the line of the cap. If you pull in boot, you see the line and foot. Even the police officer. So something marks you don't pass through that level. Like people that go school from class nursery class 1 till from 5 till you go college. When you come out, you for sure say, well, look, I'm an educated man. I'm not for behave so. If I behave so, I don't do bad to me own time I go spend at school and college. They tell you say, for at school they go preach to you or they go teach you for corrupt. No lecturer can do that. Or when you come out, when you don't run the school, when you go talk gangster, that's how you get some for grab, for do this and no. None of the so I can wonder people then they cry with their PhD, some man get double masters, some man get triple masters and whatnot. But you know they see the action of the education,
the reality.
Within these master's degree holders, within these PhD degree holders, then they do for cushion some of them problems there. And we get all over the country. Just make vacancy application. Say you want a bachelor or you want a degree. That is full up here. There are so many of them. So really, a better ways, maybe the free education they try for bring more people on board. So we can get sense back to it and we use them sense correctly and then see how salon go before. The education of the elders them has still been shambled for me, in my opinion.
Okay, plenty thank you to Major Siwan and the CEO of Mercy TV, Reverend Julian Mojeska. Fambulen will go for a short break. When we come, we'll continue the program.
There's only one place where you are always welcome, where you will always be part of the family, and you can always expect to find a helping hand. There's only one place where you will find a reliable partner for all your financial needs, and your funds will always be safe. It's only at Rokel Commercial Bank, because Rokel is more than a bank.
Well, this is your bank, a bank that is resplendent with splendor. It characterizes greatness, and it has a history that is deeply rooted in banking in Sierra Leone. Over 100 years, this bank has been around, initially as Barclays Bank, and now as Rokel Commercial Bank, your bank.
That's why our impact in the community is second to none. That's why we are expanding our branches to give you world-class service everywhere you go.
We've expanded as far as Kailaun, Wilkinson Road, Fabi College, Uberforce, and look out for us very soon. We're going to go to the north. We're going to go as far as Kwendu very soon.
When you look at our corporate online services, our SMS text banking, and of course our Syncopo Plus, which cannot be rivaled by any.
That's why we are rolling out state-of-the-art digital systems to better serve you. And that's why you will always be our #1 concern.
And by so doing, you have a bank that is going to be a modern bank to you, a bank that's going to be a credible bank to you, a bank that's going to make you feel like you're part of a banking family.
Visit any of our branches countrywide and join the winning family today. Welcome to Rokel Commercial Bank, your bank of choice.
Welcome viewers to Say to Mercy, as this program can come to Una every Monday till Friday, 11 a.m. in the morning. Well, we still do a reflection on the January 6, 1999, 24 years ago, where we will get the rebel invasion the second time inside Frito. And today I get with me Major Siwan and also the CEO of Mercy TV, who they can do a reflection of waiting the act. Major, as the January 6 invasion will be really easy for Sierra Leoneans inside the country, I want to talk small about how government be able to tackle the situation.
Well, I still believe say the government look around and see say not only through dialogue we go able to solve this problem. So them for do any kind of them for invite foreign forces for first rebellion, you go take different kind ammunition or whatnot or that first rebellion, but still not for the solution. So the government thought and fit as they talk about the command them. Maybe they sit down together and they say, no, this is the best way for solve this problem. Now follow dialogue. So they'll go on a round table, they'll sit down, they'll try to be the needs, what you in effect. Then we came tell them, say, well, this is what we offer on inside the country. This is now what they do according to what you myself want. The world see the law engaged together, very organized what you now want. Then this war is first finish. But the government too, I want to commend them because it will not be so easy. It will not be so easy. You may deal with the weapon, but at the same time, you may deal with the minds of the people. You can put the weapon down, but your mind still not there at peace. It can commit another thing. You see, so they look at the minds of the people instead of the kind of weapon the people hold. The minds of the people they so aggrieved. They get one mad, something is not wrong with them, more than them. So that gun they say they put her down safe. That's not to the end. But we go for free, let them free their mind, let them come out, let them talk. So they look and say, well, this the best, they don't call people, let them can talk. They call the TRC. McCarthy have not talk, what's happening. It's not going to say, well, me, as you know, I'm in the village, they can force me for behavior, they give me gun, they kill me, blah, blah, so I would like to. You see, so when everybody free their mind, everybody put in inside mind, the load, the body look reduced on some people, so government begin get edge over them. They call for disarmament, disarm, then they will give some man job. You see, so the mindset begin reduce the tension. Reduce the tension, then they forget about the guns and the other things, the weapons. Then they put themselves now into hard working. Some man come out as driver, some as carpenter, plumber. So I think the government will really do well latently for think more rational. That not only for pulling the weapon at the hand, but no give them chance. Let themselves say something. Like how that they say, if we get referendum, each and every time we get some of this kind of problem, let somebody come out and say something. Free your mind, talk. Yeah. Believe me, we're not going to get to a stage where we see yourself now, so you pass your balance. That person will not do me, so pass your balance. That person will not do me, so pass your balance. One sad one where I see these few days, somebody will be involved, typically, into the death of Sam Bangura. Yes, he didn't at all, he didn't have nothing. Nothing, absolutely. They want to be in the big. We will never transfer that big. Finally, he been involved during Sam Bangura in death. This Sam Bangura would have been the governor of the Bank of Sierra Leone. He did here, not I mean cook, I think Nani or something. A caretaker.
Okay.
Now he give allowance for them can kill Sam Bangura. The lady is still lavishing around Freetown. Then promise her luxury. They promise her for go America, go study, go do this, like England. Promise her everything to do some of this kind of dirty job. At the end of the day, where are we? So like the person I first see somebody called me, you know that person? Say no, that the person and the rest of the next to nothing. So why would they think negative? When they think what thing we got for doing in the future? If you see the person that they say this, then one of government will look up to for the gateway and go kill somebody. They promise a luxury. Today, she's nothing. Absolutely, almost nothing.
You see, these are some of the problems, the hypocrisy that this country.
Hypocrisy, you're right.
You know, a man that was well versed in economics, he be in charge of the country in Bank of Sierra Leone, the central bank. You know, everything was okay. You know, reasonably okay. The economy was stable, and just because one person say, "Now this I want you for do." I want to let you release so amount of money, you know, sign this check. For letting who take place.
Village or something.
The man say, no, in the interest of the country, let not do it. That is his death warrant. You know. So can you imagine if we continue to forget a dictatorship system where if waiting right for the country is not put at the best interest, the helm of governance, then that person, when they say no, now that warrant you don't sign, so
exactly.
You see, so if we don't reach that level, then I will say, you know, those are the days. It don't done. Let us not go backwards again. Let's really not go back to the Stone Age again, because that rebel war, it took we backwards.
Too much.
Yes, because now one of the reasons them will bring the 1991 rebel war inside Salon.
Yes, and
but
then
Daddy, I'm not caught you, but I want to ask questions.
Yeah, please.
Since after where the late president don't declare no more war, this dictatorship, are we still seeing it now, or it don't stop, or still it there but they minimize or wait? I want you talk on that. How you dey see the country from that day when President Kaba say, well, the war done. Sierra Leoneans, they don't move from that dictatorship, or we are still in it from the time where Pakabade alive till now. How you dey see the country?
Well, if I say from Pakaba in terms when power changed hands,
Yes, sir.
I would say that there was still injustice in the 2000, from 2007 to 2000, and I think it was 2012. It was not as bad. It been there, injustice been there. People were losing their jobs. People that way be don't dey in certain positions. Then they were removed because of their maybe political background or their regional background. So to me, that is not democratic. A lot of people were actually kicked out of their jobs.
Yeah.
You know, hundreds of thousands of people they were relegated to going back to their villages, becoming farmers. So there was a new dispensation, and that new dispensation they then say, well, now we did our power, now we young people then for did it. So because of that, 2012 again coming up, injustice increase, corruption increase. A lot of things that we supposed for them learn lesson from, no, will not be learned a lesson day. There was an attitudinal change campaign we be supposed for help for kind of like, you know, reconcile the people them in the country for say, let me change your attitude.
Yeah.
Let waiting be happen, let it not happen again. No. In fact, it did not happen. You know, attempts were made in several areas. Even the police, I witnessed with my own eyes where people them na attitudinal and behavioral change and go to police to go lecture at the police stations them. But still, corruption be there at the police. Still, the people them transport drivers, commercial drivers were harassed. Still, you know, injustice to take. In fact, we suffered injustice during that time more than any other time. You know, our land was taken away from us, grafting. 10-acre land was taken away from us during that time. Yes, we were unjustly evicted, and our equipment were looted away. You know, so these are my experiences personally, where I know and I see what it happened. You know, so a lot of injustice just rose. In fact, there was a slogan say orders from above. You know, we then go do something and say orders from above. We see them say orders from above, whether not from the judiciary, whether not from the political angle, whether not from police hierarchy, forget it. You will not get justice. One of the bobo we being hold with cameras, we be the type of film something, then beat up, then spoil the camera. When we went to police, all it took was there was a man called Shiloh. You know, and Lumley police station. He just came down and talked to the person where they investigate the thing, you know, and that was the end of the case. The person for the investigating officer became a complete like a cobra snake now on we. Instead of giving us our right to process the case, no, it turned against we. So we saw a lot of malpractices. You know, we been get one picking way we be support. We a pastor took advantage of this picking also. At that time the man was an apostle, and he violated the picking. We didn't know, but later when we came to realize that this is what has happened, we went to police FSU. That particular person, he's deceased now. He's no more alive, but he was able to use his influence at that time for turn the entire police station against we when they try to get justice for this picking. That's how bad it was, you know. Yes, and you're talking about between 2011 and 2012. You see, during the entire things, just lawlessness, Boku, people will wear red clothes and go and do something, and nothing will come out of it. You know, you dare not even wear any other particular clothes because you either be a dead man or you'll be disabled. You know, physically disabled. Then go malhandle you. You know, go waiting and go. We saw a lot of things, impunity things them happen. Yeah. There is something that Al Jazeera ran on where police and some other state actors them when a security side then commit. They went into a political party office and beat people up and allegedly raped women. You know, there, and up to now we not see no justice come out of that. So this, how can all of these things really we go born any good picking if we not address her and say, you know what thing? If now we political party were secure, let we now do on the right way. There are things that has happened we're not proud of. It's wrong. There are things that has happened that internally it don't reach out to the point now where even the internal affairs of their own political system now don't rupture to the point where it's all over social media. People are killing themselves within their own political party. This is the hypocrisy we must address. The people that are eyesores, that are not seeking the interest of your party, deal with them. And let the party work in the interest of the greater good of the country. Then the government self make sure say they put modalities in place for stop any further insurrection for take place, and that is yet to be visible. Oh no, we don't know what the ONS is doing. We don't know what the secret service of this government is doing. They are not supposed to be telling us. Perhaps they are working at it. We don't know. But what we know is that is an area that should be taken very seriously for every Sierra Leonean, for whether you na blue party you day or na yellow party you day or na black party you day, it no matter. But every Sierra Leonean get a right for living peace with one another, for sheer love and affection towards one another, without you not afraid say this go happen to you, that go happen to you, or without you not worry about how you go be disadvantaged as a result of them kind here. So, but coming to the current dispensation, the current government, we don't see a lot of judicial review where they don't repeal this criminal libel act. It has been changed. No longer the hangover journalists them. Then we don't see the death penalty has been abolished, which was not like that before. That has been abolished. We don't see actions being taken by the judiciary for fast track cases them, especially deal with abuse, sexual abuse cases, violence against women and children. We don't see a lot of development at the areas they have to. Equally so, we don't see now that if problem they, you know, people they just can't talk say, well, I mean, we don't see less of that. What we see before, say, power, this, I will do this, nothing will come up. We don't see much of that again. I'm not saying it's not happening. Okay. It is happening. Yeah. That is a fact that it is happening, but it is not as prevalent as it was during the past regime. You know, so we are making progress, but we need to make more progress. Yeah. You see, injustice still they go on. How? Not to because somebody go to court then say you are wrong. No, when they slow down or they refuse for charge a matter to court, that's injustice. Justice delay is justice denied, and it's still happening in some form. You know, so although the improvement is there, you know, cases are coming now. There are situations, I think judges are going now to the different regions all over the country. Things we didn't have before, we're now having circuit judges all over the place, magistrates all over the place. And now even the High Court is being moved to certain regions then for mitigate these legal quagmires then. So yes, it's happening, but let the hypocrisy stop. You know, if I not say you and my brother and you involve in sabotaging the people of Sierra Leone and the country of Sierra Leone, I forget that mandate for tell you. If you not stop, I for go to the authorities and tell them, say, my brother involved in this thing, and the authorities then for able for take them serious, not with a view for go kill your brother, but with a view for caution. I mean, say, but now we can't do this. So now we're all there. If they begin shoot just not that bullets, they not get any mind of your own for say, they avoid Mende, they avoid Tibini, they avoid Fuller. No. Anybody where the bullet miss, now they meet.
Thank you very much, the CEO of Mercy TV, for your own contribution towards the reflection of the January 6th. As we come to the end of the program, Major C1, I wonder you give your advice to citizens them out there and also the authorities them, the way they're in charge of rules and also for govern the country, yes, towards waiting have been the reason 1991 rebel war inside Sierra Leone. Your advice towards citizens and the one in authority for prevent another crisis in this nation as we come also to the election time. And just few months from now we go into election. I want to give advice to citizens then and also those in authorities.
Well, first of all, let's start with those in authorities.
Yes.
Because according to Chino Achebe, 70s volunteers force the top must be removed. 80 for mathematics, the relevant are medical. So we will pull it easily.
Yes, sir.
If you hand over from under, it's very difficult for you wait. So we were there on top. Not to forget, say, when the cloud they for them, that you were tall, now you forcing a bit. We were short, and later on the cloud.
Like a also.
Yes. So the best thing I can do, organize themselves now, and then let me try for portray a different picture of Sierra Leone. We look more positive than before, because the picture, the portrayal of Sierra Leone get like the outside world, it still gets some percentage of that same thing way that they talk about some amount of corruption, some amount of intimidation, some amount of lawlessness. Yet some of the things that they still there inside the portrait of Sierra Leone, and we look for a very low percentage of the thing there is our society currently. So all we do get for the tell the elites them, tell the big one the way that the authorities them that they can do it. They can do it. Only one sentence on a policy statement can change a whole lot of things. But if them when they update, they not serve as bright example, they not serve as role model. Believe you me, we get nothing to do but to follow suit. So if you know say what you do is correct, bring them out, let me see, explain to the people how you go about you this positive strives until something come out with today, Sierra Leoneans and enjoy. But not over just come, look at your own personal gains, your own personal profit or your personal needs, then you do something only for the gain of you and your family members. We know say majority of we in Sierra Leone, because of poverty, we breadwinner them now. So you go ask let some man tell him breadwinner the truth. You go say, hey, you don't bite the finger that feeds you. But if they reach a time where they bet the finger that feeds you, we better champ. Because an eye for an eye. If you make a suffer too much, you say at the end of the day, I'll cut you one finger, better champ. So elites and authority members, let us put yourself down. This is a new year, it's now 2023. We for every year we forget an agenda where they bring more improvement in the country. Let the agenda for 2023 include less corruption or no corruption, zero, and then lawlessness. Let me cut down and to a lower percentage. Then injustice, of course, then they make people frustrate. Injustice. God bless the legal board. We don't come on board. They do their best for see how they can decongest some of the jail yard and the cells there. So all these things and then at the table. Low work on them, low see a reduced percentage of all the negativities, and then before the end of the year we'll see Sierra Leone a different platform.
Okay. Plenty thank you to Major C1 Claude Atere Robert for way himself kind na the program and also can give your contribution concerning the reflection of the January 6th invasion inside Sierra Leone. See you. I want to himself give your last word towards the authorities there inside Sierra Leone and also the Sierra Leoneans there concerning what bring the rebel war inside this country, and also for advise them concerning the upcoming election, which just a few months from now, sir?
Well, let God guide everybody, from the governing system to the opposition. Let God corner everybody heart. Let we do waiting right by the country, by the people, and for the greater good of everybody that this country has. I believe, security must be taken very seriously in this country. We've ordained a situation whereby we borders then to be manned properly. As I talk to you at night, there are certain lapses. Me don't drive on the highway. I don't drive right inside Freetown. I see way vehicles them way could be possibly concealing weapons or narcotics. The police, they're not the search. And yet they can then put torchlight so through the window. Then they tell you open boot. You know, where you open boot, and then they check. You know, so it is challenging. It not only God will secure this country. Some they check, but the checking does not go far enough for really secure the peace and security of this country. And the worst of it all, the top of the police hierarchy, then can they na their own private space, where then junior officers then are state, so they are not able to supervise them and monitor exactly for do what you call spot checks. You know, there has to be a system whereby you do spot checks. You know, they come as a police officer. You disguise yourself for let you see whether what you send them people here for do, they are doing it. And that way you will be able to know whether the job is done properly or not. But I can categorically stand here and say, or sit here and say, that most of the expectation in the security area of check-ins and deterrent, not just by the uniform. Okay, uniform police they understand up waiting and so that psychological deterrent is there. But the hardcore criminals or people that will once be done there in the police and they now don't decide say therefore become some form of a rebel, they will not be afraid to conceal weapons or narcotics or anything where they feel say therefore bring calm to the country for cause chaos. So Namio advised Dandy, because prevention is better than cure. And if we don't put these modalities in place for stop, you know, it will be too late. Now, so the rebel then take car inside. Then they come out Liberia, they come. So they come as refugee. You know, they enter Sierra Leone as refugees, where they come quietly, you know, no nothing. When the real rebel they enter, now that time we find out, say, most of the people that will be there around we will all be they eat together, we share with food with, we give them place for sleep. They were actually rebels. You see, then just come ahead as a recce for can study the environment, for see if it is easy for them to target this particular area and infiltrate the country. And they did it successfully. So for a very long time, rebels they held Pujon district at ransom, and the soldiers they run away, come out. Let us not make the same mistake again. You know, this time round, it's not about using arms and ammunition. This time round, it's about using with brain. You know, let we use with creative ideas how for build with country rather than how for bring with country down. Because whatever we do, if we not consider peace, if we not consider for let we go reconcile this nation back to the drawing board, we go sit down say, I was wrong. You know, to do what I did, I need pardon. Now that we for the do now, now that for look at. You see, let we acknowledge we say we go wrong, and let we not become too egotistic to the point where we ego take over the peace and security of a nation. And then you say, well, if not so, the game they go, well, now so myself go for go. And all right, so you see, and that takes a whole new dimension. We say the religious body for come in, tribal heads them for come in, civil society for come in, elders them for come in, political actors. We all sit down and say, well, we don't see the way things they go, fine. Fear scarcity. Some people then they create artificial scarcity. Even though fear then they do it for sabotage the people of Sierra Leone. I don't think they are trying to sabotage the government, because if you say they sabotage the government of the day, not to the government of the day they sabotage. By extension, are the people them of the country they sabotage. And you cannot be doing that and then you want to be in government. No, it doesn't work that way. So what thing we need for do is let we all come together, have mercy. Where God don't show mercy to we, let we self show mercy to one another, and see how we go able to embrace one another. Because I don't know one no more we get, we not get two, we not get no other side for go. You see, we will get paper now over